What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight, and today I have a Dark Magician deck profile for you guys. So yeah, I've been wanting to do an update on this for quite a while now, and since of course the Megatins brought us reprints for Dark Magical Circle and Magician's Navigation, I mean, this is just the time to do an update on it now, with them being a lot cheaper. The only thing too, and I want to bring this up at the beginning of the video, I am not using Apprentice Illusion Magician. That card is really expensive right now at the time of this video. I think she'll get reprinted sometime really soon, and right now it's like a $70 card, so I am not going to be running 3 of those. I only have 1 of them anyway, and yeah, I mean, just getting a playset would be $200, over $200 getting that, because it's $70 each. So with that, that's the reason I am not running Apprentice Illusion Magician. You can easily throw her into a lot of builds, and yes, she does help out a lot with the deck. I'm not saying she doesn't, but again, I am just not throwing down that kind of money whenever I'm not mainly running Dark Magician. I built this mainly for fun because I love Dark Magician, just like a lot of you I'm sure feel the same way, and I kind of wanted this to be as budget-friendly as possible. I really wouldn't consider this budget build, really, even though with the reprints, but I want it to be as budget-friendly as possible. That way people out there that want to build some Dark Magician and have fun, here you go. So anyway, enough talk. Let's go on ahead and start going through the cards. Alright, so starting us off, we have our 3 Dark Magicians. Obviously on this is Dark Magician deck profile, so you gotta have all 3 of these. Of course, I'm going with 3 different artworks, my 3 favorite artworks. I know some people like to go with the same artworks, but for me, I wanted to go with the original Arcana, and then of course the newest one that was like, it was a promo for Japan. Of course, we got it in the Megatins as a secret rare finally. You know, we had it as a common earlier, but I love the secret rare version of it. Looks awesome, and of course, you gotta have 3 Dark Magicians because this is what obviously the deck is built around. You can summon them so easily with Eternal Soul and Magician's Navigation, and that with Dark Magical Circle, just being able to instantly get out of Dark Magician with ease with those trap cards, and then remove and play a monster afterwards. It's amazing. So yeah, obviously you're going to be summoning Dark Magicians like crazy. You got to have 3 of them. Then after that, I'm also using 3 of Magician of Dark Illusion. And then, of course, you got to have 3 of Magician's Rod. So yeah, on both of these, they're more Dark Magician support, really. Magician of Dark Illusion is basically another Dark Magician, so basically having 3 of them is like having 6 Dark Magicians in your deck. So that's the reason on that. Easily get it on your side of the field, especially with Magician's Navigation, just its own effect, even being able to bring itself out, and easily go for an Xyz summon if you want, or just get more Dark Magicians out there to your side of the field, more spellcasters. So you want to have 3 of them for that reason. Magician's Rod is good because it's a great searcher. It helps you get Dark Magician cards out, and we run a lot of different cards that we want to get to our hand, like Eternal Soul, Magician's Navigation, Dark Magical Circle, and even Dark Magic Attack and things too. So that card will help you search for everything, and obviously too, it's an easy to summon monster, because we're dealing with a lot of high-level monsters, so you want one that's easy to summon and also a searcher for you, does everything you need, can even bring itself back to the hand. So great card, and you want to have 3 of each of these. And then of course for the rest of our monsters, I'm using 2 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. These are a lot easier to get now, by the way. Also Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, and of course Max C. So yes, you may be wondering, you're not running a lot of monsters in this deck. Well, it's Dark Magicians. You don't need a lot of monsters in this. You may have noticed that even from the past builds and stuff too, before we even had our newer cards. Basically, with Dark Magicians, you don't run a lot of monsters because you're able to use a lot of spells to thin down the deck and everything. You get the cards that you need anyway when you need them, because your spells will help you do that. You have so many like searching abilities, and so it works out for you to have less monsters. So it's not a problem. It might seem like a problem to some people out there, but if you've actually played Dark Magicians before, you'll know that you do not run a high monster count with that. So I wanted to bring that up first. Anyway, why am I using the Spellbook? So with this, I'm using Spellbook Magician of Prophecy at 2 because we have access now to Spellbook of Knowledge, which is a brand new like draw card for them that they got in Code of the Duelist. We'll get to it here in a second. But anyway, we're using the Spellbook draw engine with this because it helps thin down the deck even more, which helps out since we're using a low monster count, and it helps you draw cards. So it helps on both of those, and it's a really good draw engine, and an easy to summon monster too if you need a monster on your side of the field. So that's not normally a problem, but yeah, it is nice to have a weaker monster just in case. Also, Kaiku. Kaiku is just great in any build of Dark Magicians. You may remember from past builds too. He's just a good spellcaster, does some damage. When he does damage, he can banish cards from opponent's graveyard, so that's good. And just all around easy to summon spellcaster that has a good effect and useful. And of course Max C, well, because draw cards. Doesn't matter. Max C can be at 1 or 3, doesn't matter. It's always can be a good card to use in just about every build. So, gotta have that to draw some cards, get your cards that you need, and you're all set. Alright, now moving on to our spell cards. So first off, let's talk about that Spellbook engine. So with that, I'm using 3 of Spellbook of Knowledge, which is a great draw card. This is one from Code of the Duelist, brand new Spellbook card. And also 3 of Spellbook of Secrets. So yeah, the reason I'm running both these, like I said, they help thin down the deck. They're a great draw engine too, because Spellbook of Secrets just helps you search for your other Spellbook cards. So that includes the Magician and, of course, Spellbook of Knowledge. So with that, of course, it helps you thin down the deck, and that just makes it a lot better for Dark Magicians. Also, Spellbook of Knowledge is kind of like a Destiny draw, really, is what I always compare it to, because with it, you can get rid of one of your, for instance, Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. If it's on your side of the field, get rid of it, draw 2 cards. Or even out of your hand, you can get rid of one of your spellbooks like that. So it's a great draw engine for you, and now we have to worry about things like Pot of Desires and stuff. I like this engine better because it thins down the deck more, and you're getting 2 cards from it, and you're not banishing cards like crazy, because I didn't like using things like Pot of Desires in the past, because if you got rid of your Dark Magicians by accident, it's over. And with cards like this, you don't have to worry about that. It's just great at doing everything that you need, drawing cards and thinning on the deck. That's what you need to do for Dark Magicians, so it just works great with this build. Then, of course, after that, we gotta have more Dark Magician cards. So we have 2 of Dark Magic Attack, 2 of Illusion Magic, and then, of course, 3 of Dark Magical Circle. See, on all these cards, first off, Dark Magic Attack is basically a Harpy's Feather Duster for Dark Magicians. You have one on your side of the field, just clear your opponent's back row like that, amazing. And with it being searchable with Eternal Soul, great card for you. So that's your spell and trap card destruction. Illusion Magic is just there to help you get your Dark Magician. So obviously you can get rid of like your Magician of Prophecy or Magician's Rod or whatever. Of course, it just has to be a spellcaster, but those are the ones I normally, I'm tributing. And then I get 2 Dark Magicians to my hand, which then Magician's Navigation can be really useful for you, and obviously 2 Eternal Soul. So that makes it so you get your Dark Magicians as quickly as possible to your hand, so you can use your trap cards to bring them out instantly. And then obviously too, we have our 3 Dark Magical Circles. That is basically a staple, and what that means is you gotta run 3 of them in any Dark Magician build, so it works out amazingly well. And just being able to keep banishing your opponent's cards like that, and also having that like searching sort of effect for you, like I said, like a duality kind of, works great. Then after that, I'm also running 1 of Dark Magic Inheritance, using 1 Upstart Goblin, and then of course 2 of Pot of Duality. First off, with Dark Magic Inheritance. It's a great card because you fill up your graveyard with a lot of spell cards anyway, especially with the Spellbook engine, and you can, just banish 2 of them and search for a Dark Magician card. So obviously, that's great for you. Easy to pull off in this build, especially with those Spellbook cards. Upstart Goblin, good for drawing cards. Give your opponent 1,000 life points, who cares? You get to draw cards. So that can, really be something really useful for any deck out there, especially for Dark Magicians, and thinning down the deck as well. Basically makes it so it's like a 39 card deck even, if you want to think of it like that. And then, of course, Pot of Duality, people may be wondering, well, why would I run this? Because I'm trying to special summon Dark Magicians, so wouldn't that get in the way? Well, that's not the case. With Dark Magicians, your opponent's turn is not their turn, really, because with Eternal Soul and Magician's Navigation, most of the time you're going to be special summoning Dark Magicians in your opponent's turn. And especially, like I said before, with Dark Magical Circle, then you're able to banish a card on your opponent's turn, too. So think about it. When you're using Duality to get the cards that you need, yeah, you can't special summon during that turn, just special summon your opponent's next turn then, right afterwards. There you go. It's not a problem for you, really, to have that. So, again, it's a great card to help you get the cards that you need, and that whole special summoning thing doesn't get in your way, because, like I said, with Dark Magicians, your opponent's turn really isn't their turn either. You can special summon in both of them. And then, of course, for the last of our spell cards, I'm using 2 of Secret Village of Spellcasters, and then 2 of Terraforming. So yeah, Secret Village Spellcaster is just great because I'm able to bring out Spellcasters a lot easier, making it so my opponent then can't really use spell cards if they're not using Spellcaster monsters, obviously. That can help you out a ton and make the duel really one-sided, so I like running it for that reason. Terraforming is just there to search them. So yeah, it's just plain and simple really on that. Keep your opponent from using those spells, and you can use all the spells you want because you have Spellcasters, and of course, Dark Magician. Now we're down to our trap cards, so we have 3 Magician Navigation. Pretty self-explanatory on that, but we'll get to those here in a second. And also 3 of Eternal Soul. So yeah, both of these cards are pretty much the same strategy, yet they're a bit different too. First off, with Magician Navigation, what it's there for is to help you special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, and then you also get to special summon a Spellcaster that is level 7 or lower from your deck to your side of the field. So with that, of course, that can be 2 Dark Magicians. That can be a Dark Magician and then a Magician of Dark Illusion, or Magician's Rod even. So with that, of course, it helps you get them on your side of the field easily, and the only downfall is that it's a Dark Magician from your hand. So you have to be careful and use things like Illusion Magic to make sure you have one in your hand, so you can use this card. The difference between it and Eternal Soul is that Eternal Soul is able to bring out a Dark Magician, whether it be from your hand or in your graveyard. So I like how it also has a revival effect. Not only that too, it protects your Dark Magicians from card effects, and it can help you search for Thousand Knives or Dark Magic Attack, which you guys know I'm using Dark Magic Attack, so it's pretty helpful on that too. But yeah, both these cards are basically there to help you bring out your Dark Magicians, whether they're in your hand or graveyard. You just have to be careful when to use each one on that. Like I said, Eternal Soul is better in some ways just because being able to revive them from the grave. But if you're using things like Illusion Magic, which obviously we are, yeah, you're going to have Dark Magician in your hand really easily, so Magician's Navigation is definitely going to help you out with that. And bring out like a Magician's Rod with it as well can be, you know, an easy searcher. Or even, like I said, going with 2 Dark Magicians or a Dark Magician and then one of Magician of Dark Illusion, that could be an easy Xyz summon right after that too. And of course, if you already have a Dark Magical Circle on your side of the field too, while you're activating one of these, you also get to banish a card on the field. So having Dark Magical Circle with either one of these cards is just awesome, and they make it so much easier to bring out Dark Magician for you, and it shouldn't be a problem at all. Alright, now moving on to the extra deck, I am using 2 of the Ebon Illusion Magician, and then of course 1 of Ebon High Magician. Ebon High Magician isn't really as useful as Illusion Magician, so I only use 1 of them because it can come in handy in certain situations, but most of the time you're going for Ebon Illusion Magician just because it can mean another Dark Magician for you with its effect, being able to search and get one from the deck too, so that's really helpful for you. And then also making it so whenever a normal monster attacks like that, so Dark Magician when it attacks, it's able to banish a card. That's pretty dang awesome. So yeah, that's the reason you want to have 2 of Ebon Illusion Magician and then 1 of Ebon High Magician. Then after that, of course, we have a bunch of rank 7s because of our Dark Magicians. So first off, I have Red Eye's Flare Metal Dragon. Then after that, I have number 11, Big Eye. Next up, we have number 74, Master of Blades. Then we have Mecha Phantom Beast, Dracosac. Then God Dragon, the Thunder Charger. And last but not least, we have number 28, Titanic Moth. So yes, you're going to be using all these different rank 7 monsters because it just kind of depends on what situation you're in to which one you're going to use. Flare Metal Dragon is always great because that just, you know, being able to keep doing some damage to your opponent over and over, especially if you do, like you summon all your Dark Magicians and you're doing some damage with them, if your opponent only has a few life points left, going for Flare Metal is amazing because it really makes your opponent think about what cards they're using. Number 11, stealing your opponent's monster. There you go. Mecha Phantom Beast, one of the best rank 7s out there. I mean, each one has different strategy with them, and they can help you out with different situations, so that's the reason I run 1 of each of these, because, yeah, just depending on your situation, you have a monster to deal with it. After that, since I do have Magician's Rod, which is a level 3 monster, I'm using 1 of Dante, and then, of course, 1 of the Phantom Knights of Break Sword. These 2 are mainly there just because they're 2 of the best rank 3s out there, probably the best 2 rank 3s. And also, since I do have 3 of Magician's Rod, it is possible to go for a rank 3 monster. So since I had the room, I wanted to have both of these in the extra deck, and they're just kind of there for that reason, you know. And of course, last but not least, we have our Link monsters, so I'm using 2 of Proxy Dragon, Decode Talker, and then 1 of Firewall Dragon. So yeah, with Link monsters, they're not really a big deal in this deck. Because really with Dark Magicians, with them you're going to be summoning Dark Magician. You don't really rely on the extra deck too much. And when you do, more than likely you're just going to be summoning like 1 Xyz monster. But obviously, since, you know, we are in the day now of Link monsters, these are the ones that you're going to see in pretty much every extra deck out there. So that's the reason I call them like staple Link monsters. So, of course, 2 of Proxy Dragon, that's just a great card that you're going to see in basically every extra deck. So obviously, it's great to have in this one too. Same with Decode Talker. It's one of the best Link 3 monsters out there, so it's pretty much a staple. And then also, last but not least, Firewall Dragon. Same thing on that too, which it can be replaced even for like a Topologic Bomber or even a Gaia Saber if you want to, so you don't have to really go with Firewall. But the reason I'm going with it is because, well, I have Firewall Dragon. So yeah, there you go. That is my Dark Magician deck profile. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I definitely had to do an update after we got those reprints, and like I said, even though I'm not using Apprentice Illusion Magician, when it does get a reprint, I'll do an update with her added to the deck as well. But for right now, with $70 per card, no, I just don't feel like that, and I feel like most of you aren't going to have that card either, so I feel like this kind of, you know, you guys will enjoy this a little bit better without me using that, and like I said, I just don't want to pay $70, you know, for 3 of a card like that, you know, for each of them. And I'll just wait for that reprint then, and we'll just do an update when that happens. But any reason to do a Dark Magician deck profile is definitely worth it. So hope you guys have enjoyed. Definitely try this out if you haven't yet. A lot of fun to use. I love using this. As always, thank you guys for watching. Tell me in the comments what other deck profiles you guys would like to see in the future. Even if you would like to see like some OCG deck profiles, which I can do like Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro or something if you want to see that. And of course, like the video if you enjoyed it and you want to see more deck profiles in the future. And subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos. Of course, we do openings, deck profiles, discussions, news videos, all kinds of stuff, everything Yu-Gi-Oh! So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon too so you know you'll be notified when I upload a new video. And I will catch you guys later. See ya.